And how I led a business then is very different to how I lead a business today. These were the 5 questions that we asked them. It was all designed about what does the future of leadership look like, skill set, what excites them, and what are some of the key critical skill sets that they believe future leaders need. What was interesting is as I was having these conversations and looking at them from an overall perspective, regardless of the background of the speaker, the same things kept bubbling up to the surface. And I believe that we can look at this as the core DNA of what makes a future fit leader. The first one was being human first. And this was a quote from Steve Griffith in my conversation with him. He said, "Your people will decide whether you are a leader." So leadership is no longer a title. It is earned every day by how your people experience you. The second one was being values-led. If you can't tell me what you stand for, why should I trust you as a leader? Do your people know what your North Star is? Because if they don't, then they probably won't trust you as a leader. Kate also shared, she has a business called Social Values and they hire for CEOs around the globe. But Kate also shared that when she interviews candidates for CEO roles or executive roles, she asks them, what are your values? So she can map it back to the organisation that she's hiring for. The next one was being adaptive, and this was by Nick Robinson, and I'll tell you a short story about Nick in a moment, but he said leadership today is not about real-time reinvention, it's about adopting faster than the change around you. Now, Nick is in business with his 2 children who are under 15 years old, and he runs the global Good Citizen sunglasses company. His kids came to him about 3-4 years ago, and they said to him, "Dad, we're really worried about the fact there's so many plastics in this world, and we really want to do something about it from a recycling perspective. And we have this idea. We take 2 plastic bottles and we turn them into fully recyclable sunglasses that every piece in the sunglass can be replaced if somebody breaks it." And his dad said, "Sure, that sounds great." And they've got a great business. It's so adaptive because he's in business with 15-year-olds. Yeah, who understand profit and loss and strategy and marketing and sales, but that business changes on a regular basis. The next one was being courageous. True courage isn't about never feeling fear. It's about being the one who steps forward anyway when everyone else is waiting for permission. This was a conversation I had with Elliot Delis, and he is a philosopher who's turned into a cyber expert, and he now works with ASIO and a number of other government businesses and large corporations where he will come in, break your business down in terms of how easy it is actually to access all the information that you have and build it back together again. And the last one was being future shaping and being able to rewrite the rules. Leadership today is about creating a vision that outlives you and building people who will carry it forward. Now that's legacy and that is impact. Which one of these feels comfortable to you and which one of these is a stretch? Because to me, from the conversations that I've had, that is the future DNA of leaders. And the last one was my fabulous conversation with Penny Lacasso. And she said, if I could lead in a way that truly aligned with my values without being concerned about what others would think, what would that look like? What a great question to ask yourself and your leadership teams, because we quite often lead from a place where we are not authentic because we're trying to please everybody else or fit into a system or work in a place that doesn't align with our values. And we talk a lot about leaders being authentic and vulnerable, but we can't be authentic and vulnerable if we work in places that don't align with our values. So when we asked our leaders to describe what a future fit leader looked like, these were the most common answers that came up. Curious, resilient, empathetic, human-centric, visionary, and intent and purpose-led. And what I love about these common answers is that they're all the soft skills. There's nothing in there about strategy or anything else like that. These are all the soft skills that we quite often ignore.